For a great man has fallen. A warrior. A chieftain. A father. A friend.
One of the toughest parts about watching How to Train Your Dragon 2 has to be Stoick's death. His character was just so strong and likable, but the way he died, stepping in to protect his son, was absolutely heartbreaking. So in this video, let's take a close look at exactly why that moment hits so hard and leaves such a lasting impact. Stoick and Hiccup's relationship wasn't always smooth or easy to watch, especially when it came to really getting each other on a deep level. Stoick always pushed for Hiccup to toughen up and become what he pictured as a real Viking, strong, fearless, and ready for battle in that old school way. But Hiccup just couldn't force himself into that mold because it wasn't who he was deep down. He didn't want that kind of life, and he never quite matched the traditional Viking image Stoick had built up in his head over the years.
Dad, I can't kill dragons.
But you will kill dragons.
No, I'm really very extra sure that I won't.
It's time, Hiccup.
Can you not hear me?
This is serious, son. You've thrown your lot in with them. You're not a Viking. You're not my son.
What makes their story so special, though, is how Stoick gradually comes around to seeing things differently as the movie unfolds.
I'm sorry. For everything. I'm proud to call you my son.
Thanks, Dad.
By the time we reach the end of their big arc together, he completely accepts Hiccup for the unique person he truly is, without any more pressure or expectations getting in the way. And on top of that, all the old resentment and fear that the Vikings held toward dragons starts to fade away completely, thanks to Hiccup's influence and the changes he brings to Berk. It's this heartfelt shift that touches everyone around them. Then in the second film, right before that tragic scene unfolds, the whole story carefully builds up to it in a way that makes the loss feel even heavier. Stoick dies at the precise point when his life finally feels whole and fulfilled after so many years of struggle. For a full 20 years, he'd been carrying the weight of being a grieving widower, holding on to that pain ever since Valka disappeared from their lives. But then, everything changes. He reunites with her, the love of his life, and you see this tough battle-hardened warrior transform into a joyful man who's singing, laughing, and dancing with her like he's finally free. The movie hands him literally everything he's longed for, a complete family back together and a real sense of peace after all that fighting. And just when it seems like he can enjoy it, it all gets taken away in an instant, which is what makes the moment so gut-wrenching and unforgettable. What really makes that scene so devastating is the fact that it's Toothless, Hiccup's absolute best friend and loyal dragon companion, who ends up causing Stoick's death. Now, we all understand it wasn't Toothless's fault in any way. He was completely under mind control from Drago, forced to act against his will like a puppet on strings. But even knowing that, it still crushes your heart because of how wrong and unfair it all feels in the moment, watching a bond like theirs twist into something so tragic and painful. There's zero hesitation from Stoick when it happens. He doesn't even think about fighting back against Toothless or trying to defend himself first. Instead, he just throws his entire body right in front of his son, shielding Hiccup completely without a second thought.
Son!
Dad! No! No!
It's the purest, most powerful example of a father's love you could ever see, putting his son's life above everything else, even his own survival in that split second of chaos. And then there's Hiccup's reaction, which just piles on the heartbreak even more. It's raw and intense as he lashes out in total shock and grief. He yells at Toothless to get away, his voice breaking with fury and pain, and you see him shove his best friend back while down on his knees beside his dad's lifeless body. That image alone creates this double layer of devastation. It's devastating to watch Stoick gone forever, but it also hurts deeply for Toothless, who's standing there confused and innocent, having no clue at all what he's just done under that control. We know Hiccup doesn't hold on to that anger for long. They work through it together later as their friendship pulls them back, but right in that raw instant, Hiccup's world is shattered, and he's drowning in pure agony. Overall, Stoick was so much more than simply a dad throughout the movies and the TV series. He stood as this incredible pillar of strength and stability for everyone around him. He's shown time and again as an unstoppable force, a massive fearless Viking leader who could handle any battle or challenge thrown his way without backing down. His death marks this huge turning point, basically signaling the end of childhood innocence for Hiccup in a way that's impossible to ignore. Up until then, Hiccup could just be the adventurous dragon rider out there exploring the world freely, full of wonder and discovery without too many heavy burdens. But now, with Stoick gone, he's thrust into becoming the new chief of Berk, forced to step up and shoulder all that massive responsibility on his own, without his father's steady guidance, wisdom, or support to lean on anymore.